Yo, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. This is Myron Pierce on the pond, owner and founder of the Entrepreneurial Network right here in North Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm super pumped about this one thing that every entrepreneur, you, deserves to be economically empowered through entrepreneurship. I believe that entrepreneurship is the way forward. Entrepreneurship should be taught in school, should be taught everywhere where somebody is learning. Here's one. In communities like ours, it is that we are the ones that are providing the solutions to our problems. And I believe that when we provide the solutions to our problems, then things get done. As we go into 2024, um, I want to make sure that for those of you who are already business owners, that you are set up for success. Now, if you are not a business owner, you need to go to my website right now to onthepondnetwork.com. We have a number of events coming up. We have an On the Pond Academy that happens twice a year, so you don't want to miss that. It's a 16-week immersion in entrepreneurial mindset so that you can, number one, share that you think from employee to entrepreneur. Number two, figure out how to get started. And then as you step out of the 16 weeks, then what are the next steps to scaling your company, growing your company? So tap into that. Also, coming up here next week, we have the 1 Million Mindsets Entrepreneurial Support Group. You want to make sure that you get there. If you're an entrepreneur, even if I was about to say, even if you're not an entrepreneur, every single person watching this or catching the replay is an entrepreneur. You can argue with me, I'll fight you over it, and I'll prove to you that you're an entrepreneur. But next Monday, Better Together Campus, 3223 North 45th Street, Building A. It's an entrepreneurial support group for entrepreneurs. It's not networking. Will networking happen? Obviously. But it is a space for you to be. I don't know about you, but when you quit your 9 to 5, or if you're on your way to quitting your 9 to 5, you signed up to, you know, replace your 40 hours a week with 80 hours a week, some say. So, hey, if you're watching this, like this post, tell me that you're watching, even if you're catching the replay, because if you're a business owner, then I want to make sure that I talk to you today about the number one secret to building your customer base. Your business is built on revenue. And if you are not getting revenue to your business, then that is a really, really big problem. So, one more thing before we get started that we have coming up is the Lift Your Life Planning Workshop. You've heard it said, if you do not plan your life will plan you. And it's the beginning of a new year, and I want to give you an opportunity to invest in yourself. The thing about this workshop is that you get to pay what you want, right? Pay what you want. In fact, comment below, pay what you want. Myron, are you serious? Yeah, I call it the Russell method. Pay what you want. Okay, so I got that out the way. Again, if you want to join the On the Pond Academy that's coming up, where you're going to be trained, mentored, and resourced, then make sure that you scan that QR code or go to onthepondnetwork.com or go to On the Pond Network at any time to get this thing popping. So I'm going to be using my good old whiteboard to talk to you today about your customer base. If 2023 was not good to you and you didn't bring in the revenue that you thought you were going to bring in. One of the biggest questions that before I even move into this is asking the question, why? You have to begin to ask yourself, why did I not meet my goals? Why did I not break even? Why am I in the red? And, once you ask yourself why, we call this the Socratic method. Socratic means Socrates. He was a Greek um, philosopher, I believe. Yeah, Greek philosopher. And he was known for just sitting around asking questions. Have you ever been around somebody like that? All they do is ask a question. In fact, Socrates didn't coin this. Your kids coined this, right? Asking yourself why. So you have to begin to ask yourself why. To get to of why your business did not grow, why your business didn't grow in revenue. Revenue is a fancy word for the bag. Why you didn't fill your bag last year. And why did it feel like there were holes in your bag? Right? We want to patch those holes up. And I think what we can do today is I'm going to give you a secret to patching up your bag so that you can grow your customer base, right? And so you can be happy, right? So you can make a difference in the lives of those that you love. So here's the thing. There are several people that I've learned from over the years, things that I've learned by myself on my own. I want to share with you today a simple hack tool secret that I've learned from one of my mentors from a distance. Dude don't even know me, but I'm learning from him. I want to advise you to do that as well. But his name is Russell Brunson. And Russell talks about extensively, man, how to grow your bag. And growing your bag won't happen when a lot of, let me put it like this. From what I've gathered, what I've seen, and comment below and tell me if you've seen the same thing. But from what I've seen, um, many people take the shotgun approach to, you know, right? They taking the shotgun approach, right? Which is, just kind of like aiming at anything, right? They kind of just aim at anything. They think that just because um, that if I just shoot at my target, but what ends up happening is if you just shoot at the target using the shotgun approach to figuring out who your customers are, and what I mean by that, the shotgun approach is simply I'm just going to market to everybody. I ask people all the time, who's your customer? And they say, well, everybody. No, everybody is not your customer. If you aim at everybody, you end up hitting nobody. And maybe that's a reason why you didn't really grow the way that you wanted to grow, right? So the first, point in this secret to growing your customer base is you have to be very, 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 very clear on who your dream customer is, right? Yeah, okay. Who is your dream customer? Who is your dream customer? There you go. Who is it? Because if you can identify who your dream customer is, then you will have a better shot at aiming at the right target. Now, Myron, what do you mean by dream customer? Your dream customer is the person who's going to buy from you. It's the person who's more than likely going to buy from you. Now, this is where you have to be very, very careful because when we create customers that we're going to target, we almost always target them by, you know, giving them an offer that's less than your competitor. And the reality is that when you lower your price, then the perceived value of your product or service in the eyes of your customer is lowered because you simply think that the strategy is to go lower in my price. If the value of what you're offering equals the benefit of your customer, then there's no need to lower your price if you have the right dream customer. Your dream customer is also the person, you know, who you say, this is who I want to work with. Newsflash, you don't have to work with everybody. You don't have to serve everybody, but you have to figure out who is my dream customer. Asking who is my dream customer begins with, what do they believe? What are they looking for? What do they want? What are their pain points? What exact who you know? What are their tastes? What are their spiritual beliefs? Where do they what do they enjoy doing? All of these questions become a reason. All of these questions become like the foundation for understanding what it is or who it is that you're actually going to target. I'm telling you, if you don't identify who your dream customer is, your bottom line is not going to grow. I decided a long time ago, regardless of how much my folks could pay me or what have you, I decided a long time ago that my dream customer is someone who lives in an inner city. They live in the hood. They're probably working a 9 to 5. Maybe they didn't even graduate, but they believe deep inside of their heart that they could start a business, and they're tired of working for the man, and they're tired of building somebody else's dream. They're frustrated. They believe that there's something on the inside of them that is so powerful, but they haven't yet got the right opportunity. My dream customer is the person who have tried programs that didn't work for them, that didn't fit for them for whatever reason. Maybe it was because the language, maybe it was because the culture, maybe it was because the person that program that they went to didn't look like them, right? My dream customer is someone who feels at home when they're talking to me because they're saying, you know what, like I can relate to you. You look like me, you think like me, you act like me. My dream customer is the hood. So my question to you, as we're unpacking this secret to building your customer base, is who is your dream client? Who is it that you wake up, listen, God forbid, your dream customer is someone who you're like, man, I hate it when they call. They send me an email, I don't even want to respond to the email. That's not your dream customer, that's your nightmare customer. And if you keep dealing with your nightmare customers, then you won't be in business for long. Comment below, yeah, Myron, I feel you. I have a nightmare customer right now, but I want to move from a nightmare customer to a dream customer. If that is you, say, Myron, that's me. Okay? So once we get down this part of the secret, identifying who your dream customer is, then we can move to, where is my dream customer congregating? Now this is very, 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 very important. Where is my dream customer congregating? Think of it in the context of a church, right? If you're a Baptist, you Baptists meet with Baptists. They have shared beliefs. They have shared language. They have shared culture. Maybe you're Catholic. Catholics go to mass and they have shared beliefs. They have shared culture. They have shared ideas, right? Or maybe you're a part of a mosque. You're part of, you attend a mosque and you're a part of Islam or you're a Latter-day Saint. Whatever it is. Maybe you're Jewish, right? You go to a synagogue, right? These are places where people are congregating. Why are they congregating? Because they have shared beliefs. Let me put it to you like this. In every hood, in every urban context, you got hoods. You don't see, you know, you don't see if they're young and crazy and stupid and don't have their mind right and they still off in that gang life. You don't see, you know, the projects at the bottoms. You don't see the bottoms at like that doesn't even make sense. You don't see Latin kings hanging out with whoever. Like why? Because there is a certain set of beliefs. There's a certain language. There's a certain culture. There's a worldview. There are ideas that these people have in common, and because they have it in common, congregating. Now, apply that to your dream customer. Because once you've identified who your dream customer is, you're breaking down what are their values, what are their norms, what are they excited about, what do they believe, right? If you can identify that in terms of who they are, then online you can figure out, okay, where are they congregating? Where are they congregating online and where are they congregating in person? That's the second secret. Think of it like this. Think of it like this. Think of your dream customer as a fish. Fancy little fish, right? Fancy little fish. Nemo. Let's call your dream customer Nemo. You're trying to figure out what pond or body of water is Nemo in. Because if you can find out where Nemo is at, right, then you can find out where the school of fish are, where these fish are congregating, right? You don't see whales hanging out with piranha. So here we got Nemo. And all his other folks hanging out in the same pond, no pun intended, on the pond, baby, hanging out in the same pond. Why? They're a school of fish, a group of fish are called a school. This school is hanging out because of certain things. They're congregating because of views and values and vision and culture and identity and beliefs. All of that is informing this congregation. All of that is informing the congregation called your client. You have to figure out, where are they? One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen entrepreneurs make is they try to go build their own school. They try to go build their own pond. Now, I'm all about owning the pond. I'm not. So this is where the illustration breaks down. Own the pond, baby. But they try to build congregations from the ground up. And eventually you'll get there, right? You build something that people come to and things like that. The whole idea of if you build it, they will come is not necessarily true, because especially if they don't identify with where they're coming. So instead of saying, come to me, the philosophy is flipped, and you're saying, I'm going to identify where my customer base is so that I can go to them. What Facebook groups are they in? What blogs do they subscribe to? What places do they frequent in person, right? You have to begin to ask yourself the question, where are they? Because this is the next step in unlocking. It's the next step in really utilizing this secret of growing and building your customer base so that your revenue can grow, so that you can ultimately profit and have a great business that impacts your community. So once you can identify, okay, who is it that is my dream customer? Where are they congregating? Now, you can begin to ask yourself this third question. What is the bait that's going to hook them or attract them? Put it over here. This is me, a couple friends. This is a fishing rod. What is the bait that's going to attract them? Now, the question here is about bait. Just because you put one piece of bait in the pond or the river or whatever, sea, whatever, ocean, whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to catch that particular kind of fish. Each fish has its appetite. Each fish has its attraction to bait. Each fish has its own taste bud. It has its own where the bait is its own camaraderie. It's like, this is what they're attracted to. This is what they like. And this is where it goes a little bit deeper to your customer. What bait are you using to attract your dream customer? Now, newsflash, this doesn't have to be a test, because if you go back to the question and if you look at the second question, it's an indicator of the type of bait that you need to use. Now, if your ideal customer loves to save time and doesn't have a car, but maybe they're in a big city and they enjoy getting around, but they need to save time and they need to get to where they're going, but they don't have a car, maybe boom, this idea called Uber comes up to where you can get on your phone and find you someone who can come pick you up. What is your bait? In other words, what is the hook? What is it that's going to attract them? So if you're online and you're marketing and you're trying to reach a select group of people in their pond, you have to begin to do the hard work of figuring out what do they like, what are their tastes, what are their pain points, what are their pleasures, right? Because that becomes an indicator of the type of bait or hook that you can use to get them to begin taking the next step to doing business with you. Now, once you've found the bait, the fourth question is very, very important. And I'm going to come back to bait because I'm going to give you a simple formula to help you unpack that bait and then how to use that in the context of the groups that people are in, the pages that they like, etc. But the fourth question is, what is the result or the benefit of what you have to offer? What is the result or benefit? So number 3 is bait. Number 4 is result. What is the result or benefit of what you have to offer? One of the results of On the Pond, or one of the benefits, is there's a sense of safety with who you're learning from because I look like you. It's called credibility. It's like, okay, he looks like me. He's from where I'm from. He's been through some things. He understands. He gets me. That's a benefit. Another benefit to our On the Pond 16-week academy is that it's a 16-week immersion, which means that by proxy, you over time begin to change from employee to entrepreneur. Why is that a benefit? Why is that a result? Because if you can change the way that you think, you can change the way that you live. And so what we're offering is self-actualization. What we're offering is a transformative experience that positions you as the driver on your journey to get towards where you want to be as a self-empowered entrepreneur who came from nothing to something. So you have to ask yourself, so if you're selling purses, designer purses that people love and love to wear for nightlife, the question then becomes, okay, what's the benefit of that? What's the result of that? Because people aren't buying purses. People don't buy glasses. People don't buy microphones. People don't buy dry erase, whatever you call these. They buy transformation. So how does your product or service transform the life of the customer that you're trying to bring in? Number one, who is your dream customer? Number two, where are they congregating? Number three, what is the bait? Now, the bait is interesting because you want to think about bait in terms of three levels: a hook, a story, and an offer. If you're ever scrolling and you stop on an ad, for some reason they hooked you. And for the most part, they hooked you because of something that you believe, something that you love, something that you hate, something that you disagree with. So, something hooks you. There was something inside of you. There was a desire inside of you that provoked you to click on that ad. That's called a hook. In other words, they got your attention. Why they get your attention? Because you are their dream customer. You're speaking their language. And once you hook them, you can begin telling them a story. So here's how this works. You're scrolling and you see me drop a glass and it shatters into millions of pieces, thousands of pieces. And then I say, this is your life without being an entrepreneur. All of a sudden, you're like, wait. I work a job. I want to be an entrepreneur. And then I go to the next scene, and then I'm drinking something, and I give you ever drink something, and you're like, right? And then I do something like that, right? A sense of satisfaction. And then I say, this is your life as an entrepreneur, right? And then I start to tell my story about how I became an entrepreneur in like less than 200 characters. And then I give them an offer. Hey, download my 7-step plan on how to go from hero to zero. Download my 7-step plan on how to go from zero to start when it comes to being an entrepreneur. When it comes to being an entrepreneur. Now I've given them an offer. So your bait has to consist of a hook, a story, and an offer. A hook, a story, and an offer. Here's what I'm convinced of. If you will begin practicing these principles of building your customer base, then this time next year, you're going to be in a different place where you can look back and say, man, I'm so glad that I took 28 minutes and 28 seconds to listen to this bald man with gold teeth in his mouth with some clear glasses talk about how I can build my customer base. Hey, I want to see this happen for you. I'm so thankful that you joined me for the last 30 minutes. Hey, listen, hope this has been helpful. If it has, comment below, Myron, it's been helpful. Also, do not forget the 1 Million Mindsets support group that's coming up here next Monday, 7 p.m., 3223 North 45th Street, Building A. Also, don't forget the Lift Your Life planning workshop. The link is in the comment section. And then also don't forget our academy. It's coming up real soon. Join our On the Pond Academy, 16 weeks. Want to take you from employee to entrepreneur. Want to shift the way that you think. Want to change the way that you live, so that you can leave a legacy. So that you're not just getting fish, learning how to fish, but actually owning the pond. I am out for the day. Share this with somebody if it's helpful, and I look forward to seeing.